The coup had failed, but its price was the Hokage's life. He lay bleeding out, his robe soaked red. Among the chaos, he saw a boy, Daiki, a quiet chunin from a forgotten family, and reached out. With a trembling hand, he pressed the blood-stained Hokage hat into Daiki's small hands.
Daiki, take the hat. The blood seal will bind my last command. You are Hokage now.
Not him. You can't entrust the village to a child.
The third Hokage looked at the boy one last time, and with a gentle smile, his eyes closed forever. The blood seal flared to life, binding the contract irrevocably. The succession could not be challenged.
Why? Why me? I am just a nobody.
This is absurd. The council will never accept a boy as Hokage.
In an instant, the 14-year-old Daiki became the youngest Hokage, and no one knew the truth behind that choice. Daiki returned to the village at dawn, the Hokage's body carried before him. The blood-stained hat sat heavy on his head. The villagers stared in horror. Mothers pulled children close. Whispers of disbelief swept through.
The blood seal was coerced. The Hokage was not of sound mind. We demand an emergency council session.
A 14-year-old cannot lead. To allow this is to doom the village.
Daiki entered the chamber, the Hokage's robe trailing far behind. The elders fell silent, their glares sharp.
You have no right to wear that hat. Step down, boy, and perhaps we will show mercy.
They want me to break. But if I show fear, I lose everything. The blood seal is law. The Hokage chose me. I will carry this burden.
He raised his hand, and the blood seal flared to life, silencing all protests. The contract was undeniable. The council had no choice but to concede. But their icy stares promised a different battlefield. The real war was beginning. The installation was a hollow formality. Daiki knelt, the hat placed upon his head, but every elder's glare was a knife.
Can they see me trembling? I am just a child in a costume.
Kaito's lips curled in a sneer. Ren's silence was louder than any protest. When the doors closed, the office swallowed him. The desk loomed, and the robe felt like chains. And the word, he shifted, and something crinkled in the inner pocket of the robe. A sealed scroll hidden. With trembling hands, he pulled it free. A note was attached, written in the Hokage's own hand. The truth is inside. Trust no one.
What truth? What did he hide?
He stared at the seal. He was not the Hokage they wanted, but possibly the one they feared. He tucked it back into his robe, close to his heart. The boy had a weapon now. He just didn't know it yet. That night, alone in the Hokage's office, Daiki unrolled the scroll. The secrets of 7 years spilled out. The scroll detailed every crime. The elders' coup, their assassination plots, their hidden corruption.
They killed for power. The Hokage knew all along.
The investigation had been the third Hokage's last mission. He had prepared for this day.
He chose me, because a child would be invisible. No one would suspect.
The scroll named names, dates, evidence. It was a map to destroy them all.
I could end them. But if I move too fast, I'll be killed before the truth comes out.
He closed his eyes, the weight of the village pressing down. He was the weapon, but the weapon had to be patient.
I'll bide my time, learn their moves, then strike when they least expect it.
He hid the scroll in a secret compartment, his heart pounding with a new cold resolve. The game had begun. He played the fool by day, but at night, Daiki became a shadow, studying the scroll's secrets. The Hokage's scroll named one ally, Anbu, Captain Takeshi. Daiki sought him in the shadows.
Captain Takeshi, the Hokage trusted you with the truth. I need your help. I've been waiting. The elders are already forging false evidence to brand you a traitor.
In a hidden chamber, the elders plotted, forging documents to destroy the boy they despised.
They're forcing my hand. I have to strike first.
With Takeshi's aid, Daiki moved in secret, matching every crime to proof, building an unbreakable weapon. He sealed the evidence into a scroll, a mirror of the Hokage's final testament.
This evidence will destroy them. But once you present it, there is no turning back. They think I am a child. They'll learn what the Hokage really left behind.
The council convened with a single agenda: strip the child Hokage of all authority. Kaito led the charge.
This boy has proven his incompetence. By the will of this council, we demand your immediate resignation.
The blood seal does not guarantee wisdom. The village will not follow a child into ruin.
They've walked right into my trap.
Without a word, Daiki reached into his robe and placed a sealed scroll on the council table. He broke the seal. The scroll unfurled, revealing evidence of their assassination plots and coup funding.
This is forged. Where would a child get such lies?
From the Hokage's own hand. 7 years of your crimes are inside.
You insolent brat. This proves nothing. I'll see you executed for treason.
But for the first time, the council did not follow him. Some stared, pale and silent. The room had become a cage. In a quiet home, Sachiko pushed her needle into cloth, but 3 shadows fell over her door.
What do you want? I am just a seamstress.
They shoved a letter into her hands. Convince your son to resign, or this needle will be your last.
They've gone after her. I knew they would. Touch her, and the entire Anbu will find you before dawn.
The thugs froze before the boy in the Hokage's robe. Fear of the hat was still fear.
Daiki. They said, you are in danger too. Please be careful.
They've made this personal. I'll make them regret it.
He stayed until she slept, then slipped into the night. The game had turned cruel, and he would answer in kind. The elders had crossed a line. But in their desperation, they had revealed their greatest weakness. The next morning, Daiki found his mother in their small kitchen. His voice was sharper than intended.
Mother, the Hokage's scroll mentioned the Kuroda clan. What are you not telling me?
Daiki. Our family was important once, but the elders erased us. Talking about it is dangerous. Please, child. Remember only that we were once among the village's founders. That is all I can say.
These bloodline marks on my hands, they are not just a quirk, are they?
Sachiko turned away, her knuckles white on the counter. She could not answer. She could not answer.
You are hiding something that could change everything. Why will you not trust me?
Because if they find out you know, they will kill you. And I cannot lose you too.
She is terrified of the elders. But her fear means there is a truth worth finding.
He left her with a gentle touch on her shoulder, but his mind was already hunting for the hidden past. That night, shadows slipped into the Hokage's office. Kaito's men planted a forged scroll ordering the assassination of council members. The seal was perfect, a copy of Daiki's own handprint, a trap designed to end him.
Lord Hokage, they planted the scroll. At dawn, Kaito will bring the council here to search. Then we'll let them find a different scroll. Takeshi, can you forge Kaito's chakra signature?
Within the hour, the planted evidence was replaced with a blank scroll, sealed with Kaito's own imprint.
Behold, I have found proof of treason in the Hokage's own desk. This boy plotted to kill us all.
He tore the seal open. The scroll was blank. His face crumbled from victory to horror.
Did you misplace the one you forged, Elder? My Anbu found it before you planted it.
The council murmured. Some faces turned from suspicion to anger. At the elders, the frame was broken. The trap had backfired. For the first time, whispers in the village spoke not of a child Hokage, but of a clever one. Kaito and Ren, stung by defeat, unleashed a new weapon, rumor. Their agents slithered through the village. The boy is a curse, they breathed. His bloodline is tainted. He will doom us all. When Daiki walked the streets, doors shut, mothers pulled their children indoors.
So this is what it feels like to be hated by your own village.
That night, in the Hokage office, even the shadows felt heavy. Takeshi appeared in the doorway.
The villagers are afraid, but not of you. They fear the elders. Give them time. Time is not something I have, Takeshi. The elders are already planning the next move. I can't let them destroy the village from within. I have to expose the truth, even if it costs me everything.
He opened the desk drawer. The scrolls lay there, the Hokage's testament, and his own gathering evidence. But the moment to strike had not yet come. Patience, he told himself. Patience or ruin. But patience shattered when a bloodied Anbu crawled into the office. They took Sachiko. Kaito has her.
Gather the squad. We move now. Kaito has finally made his fatal mistake.
Daiki led the Anbu himself, his small frame a blur through the night, the oversized robe billowing behind him. They breached the hideout. In a cold room, Sachiko was bound to a chair, bruised but defiant. Kaito stood nearby.
So the boy comes, surrender the hat, or watch your mother die.
You underestimate her, and you underestimate me.
In a flash, Daiki's bloodline ability surged. The spirals in his eyes burned, and Kaito was flung aside. The Anbu cut her free.
Daiki, there is something you must know. The Hokage was my brother. You are his nephew.
The marks on his hands pulsed. They were not a curse. They were a birthright, hidden since the Kuroda clan was erased. He was not a random choice. The succession was planned 14 years ago, on the day he was born. The Hokage had chosen his own blood. Back in the safety of the Hokage mansion, Daiki stood before the window, the weight of his birthright settling upon him.
The hat was never too big. It was always meant for me. I am the heir the village was denied.
He turned to Takeshi, who had watched him grow from a quiet boy into a Hokage.
Takeshi, I am going to tell the whole village. The truth about the elders, about my family. All of it. If you do this, there's no turning back. The elders will stop at nothing to silence you. Then let them try. The village has a right to know who their leaders truly are.
He gathered every piece of evidence, the Hokage's secret investigation, the council's forged plots, the bloodline records.
I'll show them the truth my uncle died to protect. The elders' lies end today.
He stood before the mirror, adjusting the Hokage hat. For the first time, it seemed to fit perfectly. The boy who was once invisible would now step into the light, armed with a weapon no one expected, the truth. The council doors slammed open. Daiki stood at the head, scrolls in hand, his voice cutting through the chamber.
I have called this session to reveal the full extent of your crimes, and to restore a forgotten truth.
He laid out the evidence, the coup, the assassination orders, the corruption, scroll after scroll unfurled.
But this is more than your guilt. It is about my bloodline. The Kuroda clan were the founders of this village.
The council erupted. Elders shifted in their seats, some pale, others whispering. Kaito's face turned to stone.
You dare desecrate history with these lies. The Kuroda were disgraced traitors.
The only traitors are those who erased us. You, Kaito. You murdered the founders and rewrote our records.
This is preposterous. He has no proof.
But some council members looked at the bloodline marks on Daiki's hands, recognizing the ancient symbols of the founders. For the first time, the council fractured. Some saw truth, others clung to fear. The elder's grip was slipping, but not yet broken. But Kaito had no intention of facing justice. In the chaos, he and Ren bolted for the secret exit.
Takeshi, block the exits. No one leaves.
Anbu emerged from the shadows, sealing the room, but Kaito unleashed a burst of chakra, blasting through the encircling warriors.
You think a child's trap can hold me? I'll tear this village apart before I am caged.
Not today, Kaito. Your reign ends now.
They clashed in midair, jutsus flaring. Daiki's hat spun away, and in a fluid motion, he caught it and slammed it back onto his head.
This hat is my burden and my right. I won't let it fall again.
They landed on the rooftop, Daiki's bloodline spirals flaring. He drove Kaito to his knees, but the elder only laughed.
You've won nothing, boy. I answer to a power far greater than this village. You are all already dead.
Smoke erupted beneath Kaito, and he vanished, his laughter echoing. Daiki stood alone, the weight of a greater conspiracy pressing down. Using his bloodline sense, Daiki tracked Kaito to a hidden underground bunker. The elder's final stand awaited.
You just don't give up, do you, boy? But you'll never leave this place alive.
Kaito unleashed a forbidden jutsu, but Daiki countered with a burst of emerald fire, the seal on his hand blazing.
Your uncle begged for mercy when I had him killed. Will you cry the same?
The rage is blinding. I could end him in an instant. But that's not what a Hokage does.
He lowered his killing blow, instead striking Kaito's chakra points with precision, paralyzing him.
You'll answer for your crimes before the village. I am not my uncle's murderer. I am his justice.
Kaito's eyes widened as the Anbu swarmed in, sealing his chakra and dragging him toward the light. The weight of the choice settled on Daiki. He had chosen honor over vengeance, the Hokage's way. As Kaito was dragged away, the first light of dawn broke through the bunker's cracked ceiling. The long night was over. At sunrise, Daiki stood before the village, the captured elders in chains behind him. The hat no longer looked oversized.
I am not here to command your trust. I am here to give you the truth, even if you hate me for it.
He spoke of the coup, the elders' crimes, and the Hokage's secret investigation. His voice did not waver.
The third Hokage was my uncle. The Kuroda clan founded this village, and the elders erased us from history.
The crowd murmured, eyes widening. Some shook their heads in disbelief, but others leaned forward, straining to hear.
I was scared. I am only 14, but I could not let his sacrifice go in vain, or your suffering continue.
A young mother in the crowd clutched her child, tears forming. She had believed the rumors. Now she wasn't sure.
I chose not to kill Kaito, even after he admitted to murdering my uncle. Because a Hokage is a protector, not an executioner.
A single voice cried out, Hokage-sama. Then another, and another, and another, until cheers began to rise. The cheering was not unanimous, but it was a start. The boy who had been despised was no longer alone. An old man stepped from the crowd, his voice trembling. My son. They took him, then another, and another. Stories of disappearances, threats, and silenced pleas poured out like a dam breaking. The crowd's shock twisted into rage, then into something else, a fierce, desperate hope.
They're not just believing me. They're remembering their own scars. This is what the Hokage wanted.
A little girl broke free and placed a white lily at Daiki's feet. Soon, the platform was carpeted in flowers. The Hokage hat, once a heavy weight, now seemed to sit perfectly. It was never the hat that was too big. In the background, Kaito watched from his cage, his sneer finally crumbling into bitter defeat. The chant rose from scattered voices to a unified roar. Hokage, Hokage.
Together, we will rebuild this village, not on lies, but on the truth.
For the first time, the village looked at the boy on the platform and saw only their Hokage. As the cheers began to quiet, a woman stepped onto the platform. Sachiko, the simple seamstress, stood beside her son.
I am Sachiko Kuroda. The third Hokage was my brother. This boy is his nephew and the rightful heir.
She held up an ancient scroll, the original Kuroda clan registry, preserved in secret for 14 years. The elders had burned all copies, but this one had survived in her sewing basket, hidden in plain sight.
The blood seal was never a desperate act. It was the final move of a plan that began the day I was born.
Kaito, still caged, screamed that it was a lie, but his voice was drowned by the weight of the evidence. The monument to the founders was unveiled, the Kuroda name restored to its rightful place at the village's heart.
We did it, Uncle. The truth is finally out.
The conspiracy that had erased the Kuroda clan and murdered a Hokage was now laid bare before the entire village. Daiki Kuroda, the 14-year-old Hokage, had not only survived, but had finally brought his family's legacy into the light. Daiki's first official decree condemned the elders to maximum security prison. Justice, he said, would no longer be a privilege. As the sun set, Daiki walked alone to the memorial site. the place where his uncle rested.
Uncle, I did it. The truth is out. Your plan worked.
He gently placed the blood-stained hat beside the headstone, as if to let his uncle see it one last time.
This burden, I'll carry it with pride. For you, for all of them.
A gentle wind stirred the leaves, and for a brief moment, a familiar warmth touched his shoulder. In his mind, he saw the smile, the same gentle smile that had entrusted him with the village that bloody day.
Thank you for believing in a nobody.
He rose, placing the hat back onto his head. It fit perfectly now, as if it had always been meant for him. The path ahead was long, but for the first time, Daiki Kuroda walked forward as the true Hokage, at peace with his destiny. In the weeks that followed, the Hokage's office became a hive of reform. Daiki signed decrees with a steady hand. His mother, Sachiko, mended the old Hokage robe, now embroidering the Kuroda crest beside the village's flame.
Your father would be proud, Daiki. Our family's honor is finally restored.
And I'll make sure it's never taken away again.
Captain Takeshi, now maskless, stood guard by the door. He rarely left the boy's side.
The village is already changing. Hokage-sama, you gave them hope. Hope is only the beginning. We have to make it real.
Together, they opened the doors to villagers with grievances, old records being corrected, and a new council being formed. The Hokage hat, once a symbol of an impossible burden, now sat as a crown of earned trust. Daiki Kuroda had become what his uncle always knew he could be, the youngest Hokage, and the bravest. In the quiet of evening, Daiki stood with his mother on the Hokage mansion balcony. Below, the village glowed with lanterns.
When you were born, your uncle held you and whispered, "This child will change everything."
A fleeting memory, a tiny bundle in a Hokage's arms, a teary-eyed mother, a promise whispered.
He knew. Even then, he knew.
I was so afraid to lose you to the same destiny that took my brother. But look at you now.
I am still scared, but I am not alone anymore.
You never were. And now, everyone can see what I always saw. The bravest heart in the village.
They stood in silence, watching the lanterns dance below. The weight of the past finally felt lighter.
This is what he wanted. A village where truth lives. I'll guard it with my life.
And as the stars emerged, the hidden leaf began to hum a quiet, hopeful song. One it had not sung in many years. In the morning light, Daiki sat alone at the Hokage's desk. The scroll before him was the final reform decree. Beside him, a ceremonial brazier crackled. One by one, he fed the last forged records into the flames.
Let the past burn. The future begins now.
He picked up his brush and signed the decree with a flourish. Hokage Daiki. The ink dried quickly. The Hokage hat, once a burden too heavy for a child, now rested on his head as naturally as his own hair. A flash of memory, the blood-soaked battlefield, the dying Hokage's smile, and a boy's trembling hands accepting the impossible.
I've come a long way from that day. And I am exactly where I was always meant to be.
Outside, the village flourished. Children ran, merchants called, and where once there were whispers, now there were songs. The hidden leaf had a new Hokage, the youngest in history, but no longer the least known. Daiki Kuroda had faced the lies. He had revealed the truth. And now, together with his village, he would build the future.